far as the new doghouse members. So it's going to get heated already because we start off with the one that I was talking about. A lot of you pay attention to football and know exactly who um who are some of the players that play for this team. And I'm not even putting it's not the team that I'm putting in the doghouse, although I believe they should more than likely. Um, this player used to play for the New York Giants. He is a former running back. He's a twin in the NFL. His brother was Rondé Barber, played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Super Bowl champion. And his brother has some choice words about a now former Giants running back, Saquon Barkley, now going to the Philadelphia Eagles. So I think y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. It is none other than Tiki Barber. Tiki Barber basically said that Saquon Barkley is now dead to New York. Tiki Barber, you do know that the New York Giants didn't give him an offer, correct? You do know the New York Giants could have gave him a contract last year, correct? You do know he's the reason why the Giants were even good and went to the playoffs last year. Some of those games that Daniel Jones' record is terrible without him. With him, it's a whole lot better. And you chose to give Daniel Jones a $45 million year contract, but you didn't pay your running back, the best player on your team. Tiki Barber, you may speak for all Giants fans, but I still think your choice words were terrible. And you, Tiki Barber, have had a history of doing this to New York Giants. You did this to Eli Manning. After you did that, he went and won a Super Bowl. Of course, he stayed with the New York Giants, but he won a Super Bowl. 2, actually. Saquon Barkley never had any other talent around his team. I think the best receiver that was on his team was Kadarius Toney. And what is he really doing right now? He's not with the Chiefs as far as I know. Then you have Darren Waller, who's on your team, and all he's focused on is rap albums right now. So I wouldn't say that, that's really good. Offensive line is almost always hurt. I've never known a team that always draft offensive linemen in the first round and they always get hurt. So I'm not
the other New York team.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. The Jets. But also, I mean, the defense has always been kind of sort of good. They got Kevon Thibodeau, and then they just got another player from the Giants this year. So they got Brian Burns for a $150 million contract, I believe. Defense is good. But where's the offense? Where's the other weapon? You got Jalen Hyatt, but you don't have a quarterback to give him the ball. You got Daniel Jones, but we know he ain't much of anything. Tommy DeVito came in and played better than he did. Then you had was Tyrod Taylor come in and play a little bit better than he did. So, Tiki Barber, that's why I'm putting you in the doghouse. Tony, you said you had an issue with this. What's your issue?
So my thing is this right here, right? So who is the rivalry? Who's the rival for the 49ers?
The Cowboys.
Right? This would be like Steve Young leaving and going to the Cowboys.
Can I interject?
This will be like when Drew Bledsoe went to Buffalo. Although we kind of traded him there, but it's the same thing like that, right? So
we traded Trey Lance to the Cowboys.
Yeah, but your rivalry inside the division is really Seattle, um, but
Yeah.
I would say that the issue I have with this is that he should have said he said what every Giant fan that I've spoken to, all of them said the same thing, right? They've all said the same thing. You know, it's a slap in the face. Now, granted, I will say that the Giants were in they were in a lose-lose situation, so to speak. Right. Now you can get another running back, or can you get another quarterback? It is what they went with. Right. Can we get another running back? Now, can you get another running back like Saquon? No, you're
No,
not. Right. But can you get another running back? Yeah, you can get another running back. I mean, look at Green Bay and, and Cincinnati and all these other people who just getting rid of their running backs. They'll shoot. Green Bay got rid of both theirs, right? You know, AJ Dillon and Aaron's gone, right? So
that's
and
true.
replacing them with Josh, right? So my thing is, you know, did it get heated with what he said? Yeah, it got real heated. But this was the equivalent of Tom Brady playing for the Jets for me. Tom Brady could have left the Patriots and went to any team in the NFL. There's 30 other teams he could have gone to, and I wouldn't have been mad. If he went to the Jets, Tom Brady was dead to me.
Well, then you would have been in the doghouse too. Because look, you got to look at it this way: it's not his fault that he's not that he,
I'm not saying it's his fault.
it wasn't Tom Brady's fault that he was no longer with the Patriots.
I'm not saying it was
Bill
Saquon's fault that
Belichick
he's not with the
didn't.
Giants.
Then that's
Not
my
saying it
thing.
either.
It's not his fault. It's not his
Yeah,
fault. It's the Giants' fault.
dude.
If they wanted to keep him, they would have did everything right last year and gave him the contract and not giving it to Daniel Jones. I'm not gonna give Tiki Barber and the Giants fans a pass because he went to the Eagles. Okay, I get it. Yeah, he went to a rival, but they gave him the best offer. No one else was giving him an offer like that. So why not
He didn't
take
even
the
get a
best offer?
great. He didn't even get that great of an offer.
It was better than what the Giants offered him, which was
Maybe,
nothing.
but he could have got. Yeah, but he could have probably got. He probably could have got more money going somewhere else. Like
Where?
he did that. He did that to be
Houston, maybe.
spiteful. Hmm?
Houston, maybe.
Yeah,
Well,
he would have
Houston
got
got
more
Joe
money in
Mixon now.
Houston. Yeah, but they would have got more money. He would definitely got more. They would have got more money. He got more money in Houston. You know, it's just the fact that there is uh
Right there.
there is some things that you would think of, right? There, and it's the same model for us. Once a Giant, always a Giant, unless you go to Philly.
Oh well.
And
Look,
it's the same thing for us.
Carl's right.
Once a Patriot, always a Patriot.
Carl's right there with me. I think
No.
that's exactly what I'm
Here's
saying
what I'm
too.
saying.
He
Here's what
made
I'm
it
saying.
personal, and
Here,
the Giants slapped him in
here's
the
what I'm not
face
saying.
twice.
Here's what I'm saying. Right. Here's what I'm saying. I don't disagree with you guys saying that that the Giants didn't disrespect him in the manner of not giving him the contract that he deserved. I'm not saying that. By all means, I agree with you guys. But you guys also got to look at the passion of fans. And Tiki basically just spoke for the fans. That's all he really did. He spoke for the fans. Now, he came on I can't remember who it was, whose radio show it was that he went on. What's his name, man? I can't think of his name. He the former ESPN host. I can't think of his name, but he has a radio show and he does mostly radio now. But he came on there and he explained what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? He explained himself, and it was and that's one of the reasons why I respect what had happened. Right? He was passionate. He said, "Look, I'm a fan first, and on the second, and I said what I said. Now, mind you, I will tell you that Tiki actually warned him earlier. He warned him days earlier before this even happened. That he said this days earlier. This had
That
nothing to
don't
do with when he went there.
that don't make it right
He
either.
said it days earlier, so it wasn't like the warning wasn't there, right? I don't know why everybody was surprised when he said it after it happened. He had said it already. This wasn't
He said that no matter where he signed, that he was going to be dead to New York.
No. That's not what he said. He said that the only team that he couldn't go to. He even said on there he didn't care if he went to the Commanders.
Man, look,
They're in
I
the same division.
It don't matter to me.
It's just that
My
rivalry
thing,
thing. It's
it's
the
a
same thing
hey,
like when
it's a
it's the
rivalry.
same thing. It's the same thing like when um it was the same thing like when
Jerry Rice
Dion left.
played for Seattle. We didn't say he was dead.
That was a little different with the old
How?
Jerry.
That's a rival. You
Yeah,
said that that's our rival, right?
that
You
was a
said it's
little
our division
different.
rival. Jerry
Yeah,
Rice is
it was a
known
little
for being a
different. Yeah, you
49er.
got a
He's 49er.
42 year
He
old man.
represents us more than anybody. Jerry
No,
is there. That's the
no, Joe
guy.
Montana represents you guys more than anybody. But
Just because he got 4 rings doesn't mean he represents us more than anybody. Jerry Rice is what represents the 49ers most of the time. He is the
okay, I
greatest
mean,
49er in NFL history. What most people say. Yes, Joe got the 4 rings, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in the Super Bowl. Yes. But Jerry Rice is Mr. 49er. He's there all the time. Every single game he represents.
would you say that Joe Montana made Jerry Rice's career, and then Jerry Rice sustained Montana's career? Would you say that?
Maybe.
I just think
But if you say
that's how it
that,
went.
look at what he did when he left San Francisco. He was
Who?
still very good.
Who?
Jerry Rice. When he went
So,
to
so was
Oakland, he was the number one
so so
receiver
was so
and
was
balled out.
so was Joe Montana when he went to Kansas
I
City.
didn't say Montana was bad. You said that Montana made his career. I could easily say that no, he didn't. They complemented each other's careers. That's what I can say. They
That's what I just said.
complemented each other.
You didn't hear what I said.
You
I
said
said
he made
you
his
would
career.
not say he did. You would not say that Joe Montana made Jerry Rice's career, but in turn, Jerry Rice then eventually sustained Montana's career, meaning he leapfrogged him in a sense.
So you're saying that Jerry leapfrogged Montana?
At some point in time, I think he did. Right, I think he did because he became a student of the game. His
And
work ethic was impeccable for any receiver as you
and the
ever think
greatest
of.
wide receiver in history.
Yeah, so you would think of it in that sense. But anyway, let's talk about Tiki. Tiki. I get why most people want to put him in the doghouse. I get it. I'm not saying that there is that there isn't a reason for people to be upset by what he said. However, there's also understanding by what he said, right? You understand why he said what he said. He said what he said because he spoke for Giants fans.
I
They
would under,
said
I
the
would
same thing.
I
I
would
haven't
understand
spoken
it.
to one, and I know a bunch of them. I haven't spoken to one because I asked questions after you went and put this right here up, and you gave me the list of where it was going and some of that. I mean, I was sitting at work doing absolutely nothing, but putting out rejection letters at work for people that was trying to get apartments. So I was doing nothing. It was a lot of them too. People are stupid. But anyway, uh, the issue for most of them was just where it went. Their rivalry. So there's two. No one in that division likes the Cowboys, right? But
No one in the NFL likes the Cowboys.
But and that's only because of the America's team mantra that most people in the NFL don't like them. But it's just that division. That division has the only two divisions in football that rival those divisions as far as hatred for every team in that division is the AFC North and the AFC East. Those are the only two conferences that really, like, no matter what it is, it's a dogfight when they fight each other, right? There's some times when people
I think you say that for the NFC North too.
maybe it's getting back to that rivalry, but it's not like where it used to be. It used to, well, I mean, when you got Justin Fields as your quarterback in Chicago, and you got the Lions, who are just coming back to being a competitive team, it was really a 2-horse team in that division, and Green Bay pretty much dominated. So it wasn't really nothing. Minnesota was good, but when Kirk Cousins is the Dak Prescott of the NFC North. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really
he's in the NFC South now.
Well, then he'll be the Dak Prescott of NFC South. It's just the same thing. It's just, he's not going to change. Just because you change uniforms don't mean you change play. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Like, he has weapons there, but did he not have weapons in Minnesota?
that's true.
So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that when you look at rivalries, right? This is as bad as if Jordan would have left Chicago and went to the Knicks.
Yeah, for me, it's all
Just think of
about.
that.
It's for me. I
Can you
get, I
imagine
get,
going to
I
the league in
get
a
where,
Knicks uniform?
I get where you're going. But from
That's
what
all I'm saying.
what
Like,
I'm
he showed
saying
too much
is,
passion. Dead
I
is
get, I
strong.
get the passion. I get the passion. But there's a point in time where you don't disrespect the player when the player was disrespected by the organization.
I don't
That's my
think it
thing.
was really. I don't think the intent
I think he was. He
I don't
was.
think the intent was disrespect. I think the
Whether
intent was.
whether it
I
was or
think
not,
it was
is what
mostly
it
the
was.
rivalry. I think it was mostly the rivalry. I don't think that he came in there and said the whole thing about respect. And I think he mentioned on the show. I don't know why I can't think. Rich Eisen. Dang. No, not Rich Eisen. It wasn't Rich Eisen. What's his name, man? Dan. I can't think of his last name, but he was on his show, and he said the same thing on there about respecting Saquon as a player and everything about him. After Saquon said don't smile on his face, well, Tiki Barber smiles on everybody's face. That's just what he does, right? It's actually a little creepy with how much he smiles in people's faces most of the time, right? So, but that's just what he does. So I mean, it was a cute comeback.
Damn a
No,
lot.
no, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't him. He ain't got no show. Nobody giving him a show.
You never know. You
By giving
never
him a
know.
radio show. He's a pretty boy that belongs on TV. That's what Dan Orlovsky is. Belongs on TV. He has a face for TV, not for radio. He
Dan
don't have a
Lieberthal.
voice.
Dan Lieberthal.
Nah, I can't. No, it wasn't him. It was the Patrick. Patrick. That's his name. I think it's the Dan Patrick show. That's what it was. So he
Gotcha.
was he was on he was on the Dan Patrick show, and he pretty much said on there, hey, look, it was the passion of being a giant. Once a giant, always a giant. I have a lot of respect for him. It was just going to that team, and he said he meant no disrespect by it. So he didn't mean it. Like, it was just the passion of it going on. Like, this the same passion you show every time the 49ers go to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? The same passion you go, right? But it was just that's what I think, Carl. If this would have came from somebody else, let's say Michael Strahan would have said it, would anybody be looking at it that way? Right? No, they wouldn't be saying it that way, because that he's probably the ultimate giant besides LT.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If LT
Yeah.
would have said that, would anybody be saying the same thing? No, it's just the messenger.
Yeah, you're right.
He's just the person that said it. And Tiki
Well,
Barber was the wrong person to say it.
yeah, I
Right
agree.
message. Right message. Probably the wrong person to say it, like Carl said.
Maybe. Well, either way, Tiki Barber, you get the call. Welcome to the doghouse. Guy, you in the doghouse.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and put a choke chain on him and pull him out.
So now we move to New York.